What up, thou? How y'all doing out there, man? Just a little pop up show right here. Let me tweet out, let everybody know I'm in here. DJ Bigboss, you already know what it is. It's just a little pop up show right here. Um, Taking a look at week 3. Luckily, I'm pretty sure plenty of y'all out there can see some lines already, but fortunately, I can't see lines. And because I don't see the lines on this particular platform, then it allows me to try to create a line, okay? So I'm gonna go breaking down some of these games just in the Mountain West for this week coming up. It's a nice slate. A couple of them probably gonna be a pass, but I'm gonna break them down, and I'm breaking them down with you guys. So join in the chat, feel to ask questions or whatever as we move along into the breakdown of these games. So first game we got Friday night. Air Force is going over to Wyoming, and this is going to be some interconference play for the Mountain West. It's probably going to be some crucial play too towards the end of the season. Wyoming started off rough, kind of rekindled itself against some lower opponents. So now we're going to see if there's a real deal. I was really bad on Peasley coming out. Um, Peasley has been doing pretty fair now, so I don't know how that's gonna play out long term. But anybody who knows me, especially this weekend with Air Force, I was all over Air Force, and Air Force I think is gonna be one of the top teams in the Mountain West, and they're gonna be playing this nice little Wyoming team right here. I expect, and this is just without even looking, I expect the line on this one should be, I'm gonna say, should be about 10. Should be about 10, but probably will come out to be like 8.5 or 7.5. But I like it all the way up to 10 for sure. I think even though Wyoming does play a physical defense, they ready for what Air Force has to offer. I think just plain and simple, with minor improvements week after week, Air Force will get better, and they're a little stronger, they're a little heavier. But the only thing that disappointed me with Air Force this week is I didn't see the morale very high. Like I didn't see the passion to want to win the game. But maybe because it was an out of conference game. But I mean, it was a step up. You know, it was an interstate rival. I expected a lot more excitement, but they did go in typical military fashion and bring home the victory and cover. So I'm looking at about a 10. I'll back Air Force all the way up to about, I'll say 12. After 12, I'm gonna start leaning on taking Wyoming and taking a look at it. Let's go ahead and bring on my share screen and let's take a look at some of this stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Air Force performance this weekend versus Colorado. They were 4 for 12 on third downs. That's what I mean when I say lack of like intensity. So I'm not, they need to get better in that area. On fourth down, they were 1 for 2. I mean, Colorado did catch up after they scored a couple of touchdowns in the first half. Colorado defense caught up a little bit to what was going on, which but they just couldn't do much about it. And then passing, they went for 8 yards. They were 1 for 5 passing. That's kind of bad. We're expecting this Air Force team to pass better. That's supposed to be the main key about them. Rushing, 435 on the ground, spectacular, right? 70 attempts, 6.2 yards per rush. Penalties, I don't really look at the penalties. Turnovers was 3, but we're gonna have to look the other way because it was some weird weather over there in Air Force. But better yet, let's take a step back and let's go take a look at what Wyoming did this past week and what their numbers look like, because that's going to be a big determination. Is did Craig Boyle really bring this team together? and they playing together right now and they're improving, or is the lack of competition helping them out for right now? So let me take a look back to week 2 in the Mountain West. Wyoming, where'd they go? Northern Colorado, excuse me, 33-10. Okay, so it looks like they put up 3 in the first, 6 in the second. Played lockdown D. North Colorado came out with a will to kick a field goal. Wyoming scored a touchdown, and then in the fourth quarter, all that physicality just took too much to the other team, and they took advantage of it. So let's go a little further into the stats. See if I can find out. Here we go. Wyoming statistics. This is not what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Oh no, this is it. Overall. I'm not looking for overall stats right now because overall stats in these beginning games, it could go either or. We're gonna wait till about the third. We're gonna wait till about the third game, fourth game of the season to have a sample size big enough for us to take a look at. Here we go. Team stats. I'm sorry. Here we go. So Wyoming was 8 for 18 on third downs, which is not that great. 1 for 2 on fourth down. 293 total yards. Passing, they were 19 for 30. So that's leading into it. I mean, 19 completions is a lot to say for Peasley over there. So I might have to give that a little consideration. On the ground, they only rushed for 149. That's not typical Wyoming fashion. So I'm not sure if things have been taken care of in that respect. And where we go? They managed to hold on the ball, no interceptions. Very few. Well, they did get penalized 7 times for 57 yards, but also they gave up only 15 yards on the ground, 132 in the air. So the defense was playing immaculate. So for them to only have 33 points and most of them come up in the fourth quarter, I'm not sure how far this offense have went in this game. So overall, in this first game, I will be looking at under in this situation because maybe because how much points Air Force scored last week, how much points Wyoming scored last week. Books may put it out there a little higher than it should be, and I'm expecting to find a good number and go under. I think it should go well under. I'm gonna say it should go well under like 45, 46. So the books probably should come out with 50, somewhere up in there, 49, 50, considering what they scored. But I kind of like it a little better of them scoring about 45. Oh, man, I was all into my computer, man. I see everybody up in here. Don Play, my man Nasty Nate, Teece. Much love to all y'all for coming in here. I'm just chilling, man. This really should be uncut. Nobody should be able to see this, but all of our private members or something, because this is just some uncut information. Feeling good about the Mountain West. Let me go and see what's my next game in the Mountain West right here. Back up a little bit. Come over here to week 3. Okay, UNLV North Texas. Now this is going to be an interesting game. Golly, I shouldn't have came over to this website because now I see a line on this one. They have UNLV at -2.5. So I guess everybody is seeing the wrath of UNLV, that UNLV is coming on a little bit. I'm not sure if they're ready to get the full win like that. It wasn't a lot of positions in the game where they led, but they did compete the whole time in the last game, and they did cover. So I think ATS, I think they're 2-0, I believe. But I would be looking more at UNLV at a spot where I was getting points rather than giving up points at this time. North Texas, we've seen them. They could be pretty tough at times. Let's take a look at last week they played UTEP. They beat UTEP 31-13. UTEP, we could be just looking at a bottom tier team that's coming off of a good year, and that's not to say that North Texas is any meaner or greener. But let's see what the stats look like in that game. So it looks like they were 6 for 12 on third down. That's decent. 1-1 on fourth down. That's great. They had 399 total yards. That's decent. They passed for 236. That's a plus. 8.1 yards per pass. They rushed for 163 as well. So they had a decent game rushing and passing, and they put 31 points up on the board. Everything seems warranted in this situation. On the flip side, they gave up 107 yards on the ground, which is good on the defensive standpoint, and they also allowed 293 yards passing. So maybe that's where the books is looking at this. The way that Broomfield is playing, he's moving the ball around a little bit, and if they're allowing 293 yards in the air to UTEP, but at a losing effort too. So, they still held them to only 13 points. So that's that, and that all that was scored in the second quarter alone. So it could have just been some mishaps. But I'm gonna say that North Texas defense may have maybe a little step up in this situation right here from even Cal's defense. They pretty shut down the UTEP team, and I kind of look at it as UNLV and UTEP, similar situations, except UTEP coming off of a good season, UNLV's coming off a bad season. Kind of looks like a stay away, guys. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Kind of looks like a stay away right here. The line is too thin, 2.5. Not comfortable with giving up anything with UNLV at this point. We're gonna wait on UNLV to hit them when they win outright on some plus points and have a little sprinkle on the money line. So that's probably gonna be a pass for me this weekend, even though it looks pretty tempting. It is a solid matchup, a worthwhile game to bet on, but it's not much value or not much edge to the whole situation. The books already, I guess that you could say they overvalued UNLV maybe, considering that they're 1-1. North Texas even has an extra game on them, and I don't think North Texas is that bad. So I guess I would lean North Texas because I can't take UNLV minus 2.5 points. But let's scroll on down to the next one, UT Martin and Boise State. Not much to mention about that one right there. Thank God Boise State gets a week off to play a team down. Maybe they can put their squad back together. I was really hoping that Green had got the quarterback job, but they went back with Brockmeyer, and I think that might hurt them in the end. I mean, we talk about it all the time that if you've been hanging around here for 3 years, you might be experienced, but I'm not too sure if your talents are that good if you're still here after 3 years as a quarterback. So I'm gonna be I'm gonna definitely take a hard pass on that game. Colorado State, Washington State, man, I told you from the beginning, I don't know what Jay Norvell is doing over here. He's definitely a slick talker. I mean, not even many coaches jump over in the same conference. He did it. He's basically shitting his pants right now. I expected him to put up some offense last week, and he couldn't even do that for me. So totally fade Colorado State at this point. I'm not sure if Washington State offense should be laying 16 and a half, but I'm pretty sure that Colorado State defense is not coming to play. So next game is Nevada and Iowa. Man, I wish I could have been on Incarnate World, or who was that Nevada played last week? I believe it was Incarnate World. Yeah, Incarnate World. Incarnate World beat Nevada 55-41. We knew they true tellers would come out. I seen it in the New Mexico State game. I don't know. Maybe Texas State is just a way worse team than I thought they was, and they actually came away with the victory there. But I knew it would be a spot that they would fall off of the throne, and I did not catch it with Incarnate World. And I'm really mad at myself because I had heard some information that said Incarnate World could be that team that actually comes from the FCS and beats one of these bigger teams. So that was an interesting look that I missed. So now we get Nevada playing a team like Iowa. Iowa laying 21 points. I don't think many people want to do that, but to tell you the truth, I don't see much on Nevada's going to stop them from scoring 21 points, although Coach Ken Wilson is more of a defensive oriented guy. I think it's just slipping away slowly for Nevada this year. So they got their good 2 wins. That last win should have really ticked them off. This Iowa team is going to be physical with a defense. I don't know how they're going to score with Iowa's defense. So I would lean Iowa. Might lay the points. If it goes any higher than 21, I'm off. But if the market hasn't come down any because people think Iowa can't score, hey, you can score the ball running the ball. It's called good blocking and big runs, and that'll do it for you. So I'll keep an eye on that one. Even if I lay something on it, it'll be something small, nothing crazy. UTEP, New Mexico. This is the bum bowl right here. I would really want to lay on New Mexico plus the points, but they can play a good game, but they can't win or cover, and it hurts. And this could be the final chance since UTEP has one game up on New Mexico. Maybe you get a chance for them to redeem themselves a little bit. But, Rocky Long's imprints on the defense at New Mexico is there. So the defense does decent. It's just the offense don't do nothing. How are you the head coach and you're an offensive guy? You hire the staff to take care of defense, but you're so bad on the offensive side that the defense get laid on the field too long and it goes haywire. But UTEP and New Mexico, I don't advise many people to get in that. That's low key a bum bowl. But when the bums fight, we always take the home team. So I guess I'll lean New Mexico plus the point, but probably won't get to the window with that. Next up, San Diego State, Utah. Now, Utah, Utah is really, really good. Probably going to be in the Pac-12 championship for sure. Um, but I don't know. We'd have to go a little further in this game. Can't trust San Diego State. They had to play a lower opponent to get the offense going. But now that the offense is going, can they use that defense to actually help them catch up? Let's take a look at that defense. Let's go into San Diego State. We always know in college sports that some teams have an MO, and Aztecs have an MO for great defense, you know, straightforward offense, good blocking, all those different attributes. But how well is the defense? How well is the blocking? They just played Idaho State, and let's see how well the defense did here. So, rushing defense holds them to 80, and passing defense gave up 258. This is not the kind of defense when working on all 4 cylinders or 6 cylinders, whatever they driving. It's not the kind of defense that allows 258. They more in like the 206. They pressing up around the 190s. So could be some leaks in the secondary. Idaho State came in, scored 1 touchdown. Maybe San Diego State got a new attitude and went ahead and filled out that game. An interesting one to know in this one, though, some information we need to know about the Aztecs. Who played quarterback? Because I didn't get to watch this game. Let's see here. So, um, so Burmeister looks like he's getting mostly the full helm of everything right here. Let's see. He's only been sacked once, only threw one interception. Um, I guess you could say decent, but I don't know if that's the spark that we're looking for with the Aztecs. I don't think that's the spot that we're looking for. Just mediocre. They need a real deal quarterback. They need somebody who actually can threaten the defense. These guys that they have, they pose no threat to the defense. They like, if you pitch it out here, we'll try to pick it off. If you try to run, we'll stop you. So I couldn't do nothing but vouch for Utah in this one. 21 points. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know what we're going to get out of San Diego State. If this was a bowl game or something different at the end of the season, I'd be able to make a solid analysis on what we're going to do in that spot. Next game is Fresno State and USC. Now, this is the good ones right here. Fresno State and USC. This is one we're probably going to have to go study further at some point because USC is looking great. The the transfer portal all stars and Lincoln Riley are getting the job done. And Fresno State is coming off a last minute loss to Oregon State. Fresno State usually plays really well in the Pac 12, but I'm not sure. It's going to be a lot of points in this one, though. They already have it up at 71. USC, they do have holes in the defense. So I believe that Fresno State will score. So they have it at 13 because it could be competitive, but I'm going to say that that number is too low. These guys at USC, they're clearly 2 touchdowns or more. I mean, 13 is just 1 point off of 2 touchdowns, but when you're talking about room for coverage, giving me one less point and a better shot at 2 touchdowns with a team like USC is way better than getting shorted and getting 13 with Fresno State. But Fresno State at 14 and a half, believe it or not, looks more tempting than USC at a 13. I mean, USC at a 13 actually looks more tempting for me than Fresno State, even at a 13 or 14 and a half. So I'm going to stay on the USC train. I'm going to keep laying the points. Maybe we get another one right here that they win and cover by a big number. They're going to be at the house. It's going to be a late game on Fox. So be careful of the late night Pac-12 judges. They're the jankiest ever. So that is a unique perspective in itself. But I'm expecting these USC fans, they're feeling good right now. They want a big blowout. Hayner, he showed some signs somewhere. They put some pressure on him and blitzed him a bunch and bottled him up. USC's a little bigger, a little faster. Gonna be moving around there, getting at him. They'll probably touch him a few times. So I expect them to probably throw his first interception or so against this SC secondary because they like to be all over the place. So SC minus 13 for me, probably want to lock that in now because it's probably going to end up at about 14 and a half. And Hawaii and Duquesne, Duquesne might be the first chance for Hawaii to win. I'd be interested to see if Hawaii is the favorite in this one. I mean, they look so bad across the board so far. Too many coaches changes in a short period of time. I don't think there's enough emphasis on recruiting. They playing in a temporary stadium for now. It's just too much going on in Hawaii. to even get involved with them. Like at the beginning of the season, I thought I was going to see some good Hawaii overs, but now not even the offense is clicking on all cylinders. But I don't know. But I do appreciate everybody that showed up for showing up, man. I did have some viewers on my pop up. I just popped up right here with a whole bunch of Mountain West knowledge. And y'all hit me in the comments. You could DM me on Twitter, DJ Bigboss, DJ BIGGBOSS, and ask me some questions or whatever. I tell you no lies. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep it nice and transparent. So let me get this screen off of here. So yeah, man, tap in with your boy at any time in the comments or directly if you have any questions about Mountain West. I'm gonna keep it as real as I can with you. These are some beginning looks. As the week goes on, I'll go more in depth with each one, looking for the press conferences, drawing out all the numbers and really looking at them side by side, and try to find me a legit spot to try to make some money. So stick with me, man. I appreciate everybody once again that came out. Teece, Nasty Nate, Don Play, um, whoever else is out there in the world watching. I appreciate y'all spending y'all time with me on Saturday, man. It's DJ Big Boss, Who-Bangin Sports Talk. You can catch me on the Boston Sauce for sure every Wednesday, 5:30 on the West, 8:30 on the East. You can also catch me again Saturday mornings on NCAA Football Pub Hub, 7 a.m. on the West, 10 a.m. on the East. And we break down the whole card on that show. It's work. And then we just started today the Before You Bet NFL show, which was a great success today with Don Ricci and I. We had a good time. We brought in some guests. If you want to get on that show, just get at us. You can come in, let us know your plays. If you got to use your cell phone, whatever it is, just hop in, show who you are, tell us what you own, and we'll keep note of it and have some good times over there on Before You Bet NFL every Sunday, 12 p.m. noon right here on the West Coast, 3 p.m. on the East Coast. Although we might change it to 3:30, but that's what it is for now. Appreciate everybody hanging out. I'm DJ Big Boss. I'm out.